Lesson 3. Don't waste your life in bed. The most valuable resource you have is time. No matter what you do, how much you earn, where you live, or how powerful you are, you get only 168 hours in a week. If you listen to the health purists, however, you will spend at least a third of those hours unconscious. People keep telling us that life is short, but then they seem to want to make it even shorter. Instead, cast off the tyranny of slumber. Get by with as few hours of sleep as possible. As the wise say, there'll be plenty of time for sleep when we're dead. This approach will aid us in our misery mission. By reducing our hours of restorative sleep, we will reduce our concentration, dull our mood, and become easily overwhelmed by life's demands. We will be more irritable, less productive, less creative, and more prone to bad decision-making. You don't have to sit around waiting for insomnia to strike. You can induce artificial insomnia simply by not giving yourself enough time to rest. Tell yourself that you are just too busy to loaf around in bed. If this isn't precisely true when you start out, it will soon become true. Your efficiency will drop as you become more sleep-deprived, and you'll begin falling inexorably behind in the tasks of your work and your life. Don't have the willpower for this? No problem. Disrupt your sleep more naturally. First, design your bedroom to promote sleeplessness. Buy a cheaper and less comfortable mattress than you can afford. Keep the room too warm. Ensure that intermittent noises from phones, email alerts, and pets happen throughout the night. Have as many flashing LEDs on the walls and ceilings as you can manage. Ask any hotel designer for advice on this one. Buy a brightly glowing digital clock and aim it directly at your pillow so you will see it and count the minutes all night. Ensure that your curtains are sheer enough to allow in light from the street. Complete darkness will only promote sleep. When should you go to bed? A regular 24-hour sleep-wake cycle takes most people 3 to 4 days to establish, so ensure that you vary your bedtime and rising time by at least a few hours every few days. Stay up 3 hours later on days where you don't have to go to work. Can't afford to travel enough to give yourself constant jet lag? No problem. This alone will do the trick, and without even leaving home. Regardless of when you go to bed, spend that final hour on activities that ensure you won't drop off to sleep. Perform mentally difficult work. Watch the news. Read gripping novels that you'll be unable to put down. Use your bedroom as a study space, workspace, dining area, television room, and for as many other activities as possible. When you do eventually hit the sheets, make wise use of the wakeful time before you drift off. Worry. Think about your schedule and the difficulties likely to arise tomorrow. Consider your life in a broader context and all the problems you are unlikely ever to solve. The result will be significant delay in sleep onset. When you wake in the middle of the night, immediately focus your mind on problems and challenges. This should ensure that you don't go quickly back to sleep. If the goal is to get fewer hours of restorative sleep, you should avoid sleeping in late, right? Wrong. Tell yourself you're going to catch up on your sleep and stay in bed. Altering your rising time appears to be even more effective at impairing sleep than randomizing your bedtime. So, lie in bed until noon. You will only drift in and out of rapid eye movement, REM sleep, and this doesn't generally make you feel any more rested. In fact, some research suggests that unrestricted REM sleep promotes lowering of mood. Ultimately, you will want to create a self-perpetuating cycle of sleeplessness. There is a lovely trick for this. Once you have succeeded in creating at least a bit of sleep disruption, use your wakeful time to dwell on how important it is for you to get to sleep. Look at the clock and calculate how many hours remain before you have to get up. Tell yourself that tomorrow you will desperately need to be rested, and that time is slipping away. Ignore the fact that you have survived past sleepless nights and that trying to force yourself to sleep is the best way to stay awake. Jettison any sense of equanimity and replace it with stressed-out urgency. This should allow you to lie there, wide-eyed and alert until dawn. Finally, nap all you like. The 30 to 45-minute power nap tends to be restorative for most people, so instead you will want the 2-hour or longer misery nap that occupies much of the afternoon. This will leave you feeling groggy and unproductive, and it will make it even easier for you to lie in bed sleepless later that evening.